This week across Phoenix we're looking at diversity, and today we're at the Loaf Cafe at the Grosvenor Road in Belfast to talk to Diane Hill about diversity and how we can challenge ourselves to be more inclusive around disability in the workplace and in wider society.
So obviously at Now Group we support people with learning difficulties and autism, and our mission is to support people with jobs with a future. So for us it's about giving people them skills and them knowledge to make them independent. We include them in all of our projects that we do, whether that's in our cafes. So we have 4 different cafes, corporate catering. We deliver the jam cards, so we work with organisations so that they can really have a good understanding of what disability is, how they look at inclusion within the workforce, so whether that is from the induction right through to how they're communicating with them and how they're ensuring they're part of the workforce. And it's looking at their capabilities and skills and how they will bring extra things to the table for organisations. Our big thing is about educating people about disabilities. So whether that is coming into our sites, doing training with ourselves, just getting to know participants. And that's what we really recognise as part of our site. We see that people don't have that experience and we really want to support people to get that.
When you go into organisations or when people maybe are coming into the cafes for the first time, what are the common misconceptions that people have about either disability or engaging with disability?
So one of the most frustrating things for us is we see our participants will try to speak to people and we'll encourage that to interact with people and to do as much as they can as to make them as independent as possible. And one of the big things is people will refrain from either speaking to them because there's a fear of saying the wrong thing. And we're so politically correct now, it's almost like don't say anything. But also the fact that they will assume they know what they're saying just to diffuse the situation. Our ask is keep asking, keep finding other ways to communicate with them because that's what they want. And we work a lot in co-designing with them to say, what else can we be doing as our training? We try to involve them in our training as much as possible because I could tell you everything about disability and inclusion, but if I bring one of our participants along, they could tell you that in seconds and you'll get an understanding of that. So one of our big things with organisation is to try to bring participants into the workforce, whether that is through their training or to give them voluntary experience, because then the employees get to know what it's like interacting with people with disabilities and communication barriers. I still feel we have a long way to go around communication barriers, and that could be a temporary position in somebody's life. It could be that they suffer a stroke or anything, a speech impediment, but it means that there is a difficulty in their life and people need to be aware of that. And that's the education we try to do with the jam card. It's just about just a minute. It's not about knowing what every disability is because people don't know that. It's about just having time and compassion for people.
Challenging that view of stereotyping what a disabled person can do, is there anything you would say to challenge that for?
Yeah, I think people need to be educated and find that experience with people with disabilities. I mean, we have one example where I've brought one of our participants along to a photo shoot. A highly educated, high-level person had commented on her disbelief of his knowledge and his awareness of, it was in particular into Star Wars, but he's highly intelligent, and I think that was a big surprise for people to know that people with disabilities can be very highly intelligent. It may be the social aspect we're working with. And we really work with organisations to make them aware it's not just low-level jobs we want to support them with, it's high-end jobs as well that they're very capable of. It's a social interaction that we will maybe supporting that on. So it's trying to change them barriers and make sure people have an understanding of that.
So Dan, in terms of the word disability and disabled, I think sometimes people are a bit nervous about offending anybody by starting that conversation. How would you suggest people start that discussion?
So we are very keen on co-design in everything we do. So to start any sort of project, we bring our participants in, we speak to them, and we encourage other organisations to do that as well. Firstly, I don't want to label anybody, and I don't think there's any need to. But if there is certain wording that you want to get right, it's ask them, speak to them. They are the best to tell you. And as we're doing any sort of work, we will constantly review our impact and bringing them back and saying, are we doing the right thing? There's no point doing stuff unless it makes the right impact. So we're very keen on encouraging ourselves and any other organisation to do that.